Welcome to the podcast about investing in startups, where existing investors can learn how to get the best deal possible. And those that have never before invested in startups can learn the keys to success from the venture experts. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome to another special release of Investor Stories. On this installment, the experts discuss a startup that they did not invest in, why they passed, and if there was a key learning that now informs their approach. Here's the segment called Why I Passed. On today's special segment, we have Hea Nahm of Storm Ventures. Hea, can you tell us about the Ante portfolio? Either a good or a bad pass, a startup that you passed on.
Well, I passed on so many great startups that one thing I've learned is never to look back at that, those kind of decisions. But, I passed on Box at multiple rounds, I passed on Kakao in Korea, Bluehole is another, billion-dollar hit in Korea, and many others as well, too. So at the end of the day, this goes back to the feeling of thinking of the applied math background is just, taking this as just more data points and sort of continually how to improve the model. And the way I look at investing is, it's like playing blackjack with trying to improve your card counting strategy.
On today's special segment, we have SC Moatti from Mighty Capital. SC, can you tell us about a good or a bad pass, a story about a startup that you passed on?
I'm afraid I can't, because I will tell you, I don't think there is any such thing as a bad pass. One of the biggest transition from my operator career to my investor career is that my default answer has switched from being yes when I was an operator to being no as an investor.
Right.
And so unfortunately, every time I found that there is a reason for me to say no, then I have to revert to that, no answer. So I may regret it, but I don't think there is any such thing as a bad pass.
So you have no regrets. You haven't had a pass that went on to great unicorn success, and no regrets there, huh?
No regrets so far.
On today's special segment, we have Jeff Clavier of Uncork Capital. Jeff, can you talk about a good or a bad pass, a story about a startup that you passed on?
How much time do we have? No, I think every investor has an entire portfolio. And so on mine, I would say the most well-known one would be LinkedIn, Uber, Lyft, Pinterest, Airbnb, and Twilio. Are sort of, I know, top of mind. And, some were either pitching to me in the same sort of batch, and they were my number two. So Lyft, I kind of like the Zimride guys, but I like the Wildfire founders better. So invested in Wildfire and passed on Zimride. Made quite a bit of money on Wildfire, but nothing compared to what has become Lyft. Uber pitched me in June of 2010. It was actually in a conference room of Eventbrite in their office in San Francisco, and couldn't get convinced because at the time Travis was actually not the CEO of Uber. And I think if he had been the CEO, I would have invested, but who knows? Airbnb, the pitch was Air bed and breakfast. That's super convincing. And finally I sort of said, okay, fine, I'll take a meeting. And then that's the day the guys signed this term sheet with Sequoia, and there was an exclusivity clause. And so they canceled the meeting on me. No one knows whether I would have invested. So, that's why there's the hard pass. Yes, I didn't invest in LinkedIn. I could have, and I didn't. I could have invested in Uber, and I didn't. And then there's the more circumstantial, I was there, I could have, but I didn't. And oh well. So those are sort of some of the most, I would say, difficult, because, it is what it is. At least I saw them. But yeah, it would have been great if I had said yes to one of them. Though I sort of almost redeemed myself by having Twilio buy SendGrid and end up with Twilio stock. So there was a little bit of a redemption.
There you go. That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, as well as the top 10 VC articles every week, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.